Good morning, everyone. Good morning again, and welcome to the 106th Annual Fort Atkinson High School Rock Day Memorial Celebration. My name is Leanne Sherrill, and I'm the principal of Fort Atkinson High School. It is my great honor to stand here today to help recognize Fort Atkinson High School's past, current, and future members of the military and the commitments they have made to our country. Before we begin today's honored ceremony, I want to take a minute to thank all the people that have made this day an event that it is. A special thank you to our Building and Grounds team for the preparation of our space, the landscaping work around the rock, which is central to our presentation today. Many thanks to our Fort Atkinson High School Music Department, led by music educators Ms. Snow and Mr. Stager, for providing today's special music. In addition, thank you to our Fort Atkinson High School custodial team and auditorium department for being able to transform this space into the special ceremony we hold each year. We would like to thank our distinguished guests for joining us in this special celebration. We are honored to welcome representatives from our local veteran and military organizations, recruiters from many branches of service. In addition, we welcome our very own high school social studies teacher, Mr. Dennis Shadesky, a former member of the U.S. Army Reserve, our superintendent of schools, Dr. Abbott, our state assembly representative, Joan Fitzgerald, along with our former state senator and former member of the Wisconsin Air National Guard, Mr. Steve Noss. We also send our most sincere condolences to our current state senator, Melissa Radcliffe, who is unable to be here today due to the recent passing of her father. Our Fort Atkinson High School and our community send our thoughts and love to Senator Radcliffe and her family. Many thanks to the families and friends of our enlisting students. You have played a vital role in guiding and supporting our young adults to make an incredible promise and commitment to serve our country. Lastly, a most heartfelt thank you to the enlisting students that are sitting here today to give us an opportunity to recognize and appreciate you all for your selfless and brave decisions. At this time, I ask that you please rise and direct your attention to the flag, remove your hats as the Fort Atkinson band members and choirs lead us in the national anthem, followed by our 2025 class president, Corinne Coots, leading us all in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please remain standing as we recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I now ask our senior class secretary, Matthew Ketterhagen, to come forward and share our history of Rock Day.
Rock Day began in 1920 with the dedication of a granite rock and maple tree at the old high school. This memorial honored 10 Fort Atkinson students who bravely gave their lives for our country in the First World War. The rock has served for 106 years as a symbol of the stability, perseverance, and strength exhibited by these individuals, and will continue to remind future generations of that very thing. The fact that the rock is positioned at the base of the flagpole, with our country's flag flying above it, expresses the wish that all future students, as American citizens, remember their sacrifice and exhibit these traits. The original tree and flagpole, dedicated to Captain George Daly, who died in the Vietnam War, still stand at the middle school. Though most of us no longer see it every day, the inscription of the plaque reminds us all of their sacrifice. The inscription reads, "This tree is dedicated to our soldiers and sailors who died in the World War. They died so that freedom might not perish from the earth." The names of the soldiers are Edwin Baldwin, Guy Black, Warner Betcher, Wilbur Converse, Paul Florin, Edwin Fromutter, Henry Hees, Warren Longley, Walter Richards, and Arthur Sarr. Bequeathed in perpetuity to the members of each senior class of the high school, who will preserve and care for it, and thus keep green its branches in memory of these true sons of the Republic, who nurtured the tree of their liberty in their blood. The W.D. Hoard Company provided the plate on the rock, which was set by the Nice Company of Jefferson. Bob Brewer, the town's street commissioner in 1920, provided the rock himself. The fence around the rock is in memory of Terrence Beck, and the original flag flown above the memorial was given in memory of Gary Smith, both of whom died in Vietnam. Several plantings around the school grounds honor the lives of other Fort Atkinson students. This memorial not only serves to honor those who have died in service, but also to inspire those currently serving for our country. They truly exemplify the stability, perseverance, and strength displayed by those original 10 students as they continued to perpetual struggle for peace and freedom. For their dedication, I am deeply grateful. I ask that we now bow our heads in a moment of silence to remember all those who have died or who have lost their lives and those currently in the line of duty. Thank you. We will now listen to the members of the Fort Atkinson High School Music Department perform "I Hear America Singing" by Andre J. Thomas, as shared by the Fort Atkinson High School Band and choirs.
I hear America singing of its greatness. I hear America singing it strong. I hear America singing of its beauty. I hear America singing today. Oh, walk together, children, don't you get weary. Walk together, children, don't you get weary. Talk together, children, don't you get weary. There's a great camp meeting in the promised land. Sing together, children, don't you get weary. Sing together, children, don't you get weary. Shout together, children, don't you get weary. There's a great camp meeting in the promised land. Great camp meeting. America singing, America singing. Sing. We're going to America singing, America singing, America singing. Sing. America singing, America singing, America singing, sing. We're going to sing and never tire. We're going to sing and never tire.
Thank you, band and choirs. As your senior class treasurer, it is my honor to thank our distinguished guests for joining us today. In attendance, we have veterans of the armed forces representing organizations and currently enlisted members of the armed forces. Please join me with a round of applause thanking them for their service and sacrifices. At this time, I will introduce our military veterans and the current servicemen that will escort them to the rock to place their wreath. Representing the American Legion Post 166, Tom Freeman, escorted by Staff Sergeant Jordan Massengill of the U.S. Air Force. Representing the American Legion Auxiliary 166, Robin White, escorted by Sergeant First Class Philip Neva of the United States Army. Representing the Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 1879, Bill Imsland, escorted by Operations Specialist Petty Officer First Class Anthony Nelson of the United States Navy. Representing the Veterans of Foreign Wars Auxiliary Post 1879, D.D. Carruthers, escorted by Nuclear Electrician's Mate Petty Officer First Class Patrick Barber of the United States Navy. Representing the Vietnam Veterans Chapter 409, Steve Swader, and representing the Vietnam Veterans Associate Member, Karen Swader, escorted by Specialist Jack Shavey of the United States Army National Guard. Representing the Disabled American Veterans Chapter 39, Daniel Jade, escorted by Staff Sergeant Jordan Massengill. Honored guests, thank you for joining us today. Please join me in a round of applause to acknowledge their hard work, dedication, and commitment to our country. We would also like to recognize our Fort Atkinson High School staff that have served our country in the military. Mr. Schwadeski, would you please rise so we can thank you? Lastly, I would like to have all future recruits, current servicemen, and former veterans stand as we give you the well-deserved round of applause for your service to our country. At this time, I would like to invite the senior class president, Corinne Coots, to come forward and present the Rock Day Recognition Address.
As the president of the class of 2025, I am honored to receive the opportunity to contribute towards the tradition and value of celebrating, commemorating, and recognizing the significance of Rock Day. Today, we gather to uplift and honor those who have fought, are fighting, and will choose to fight for our country. Today, we gather to admire the patriotism of our classmates and those who have come before them. Today, we gather to recognize the significance of this monument that symbolizes the bravery, selflessness, and outstanding character of veterans and my fellow classmates. As we honor these exceptional individuals, let this monument remind you of the long-lasting support, spirit, and strength of the community of Fort Atkinson. The countless lives that have been dedicated to our country for the greater good and for the ensured security of their communities will never be forgotten. For the last 106 years, Fort Atkinson High School has chosen this day, Rock Day, to appreciate these courageous souls. This recognition is important because the valiance of these individuals, past, present, and future, encourages our Fort Atkinson community to remain patriotic, innovative, and hopeful. Personally, I am in awe of my classmates for their fearlessness and quiet pride. Their fearlessness is irrefutable as they take this next step of their lives. Their quiet pride is admirable as they choose to serve not for themselves, but for the sake of others and the well-being of this country. As a community, we need to continue to support these new generations because we know that this process is not easy. The acceptance, training, and preparation reveals the ultimate self-sacrifice of all that have dedicated themselves to the land of the free. Courage is the strength to persevere, and I am so proud of my classmates who are choosing to do just that. On behalf of the student body, I want to personally thank you for your willingness to serve. Please help me share in our appreciation with a round of applause. At this time, we welcome the Fort Atkinson High School Choir to perform Song of the Unsung Hero by Joseph Martin. Thank you. As is tradition at Fort Atkinson High School, the current senior class passes on the Rock Day Memorial responsibility to the incoming senior class. At this time, I would like the president of the class of 2026, McKenna Farrell, to come forward to accept the passing of the memorial.
Thank you, Corinne. On behalf of the class of 2026, it is my honor and privilege to continue the traditions and values Rock Day holds here at Fort Atkinson High School. In the words of Lyndon B. Johnson, it is right for us to remember the living and the dead, for whom the call of their country has meant pain and sacrifice. A grateful nation is in their debt. These veterans, those here today and those who are not, chose to fight to defend our freedom, a choice that shows considerable merit. Their service is an example of honorable devotion, hard work, and selflessness. As a student, I believe these are qualities we, as the future of the Fort Atkinson community and the greater world, should strive to emulate. Rock Day serves as a time to recognize and appreciate those who have served our country in the past, but is also a continuous story for those who will also choose the same path of devotion, hard work, and selflessness in the future. It is a beautiful thing that we have such students at our school with such values to serve our great country. These enlisting students, all of the veterans here today, and those past we gather to commemorate, are all deserving of sincere gratitude from our community and our country. Thank you. At this time, I would like to invite Evie Keelty forward to help us recognize our students enlisting in the armed services.
On this Rock Day, not only do we recognize former students of Fort Atkinson High School, but we also must look to the future and appreciate the dedicated students who will constitute our armed forces in the years to come. This year, Fort Atkinson High School is privileged to have several individuals who will be entering the military. The students we recognize will carry on the tradition of selfless service to our nation that so many Fort High School graduates have been a part of throughout years of peace and conflict. New to our ceremony this year, the veteran community of Fort Atkinson would also like to recognize each of our enlisting seniors by presenting their families with the Blue Star Banner. Would American Legion Honor Guard Richard Miles and Mrs. Sherrill please come forward to present the families with these honored banners?
Good morning to all. Thank you, Principal Sherrill. Please know that your community veterans are honored to participate in your truly patriotic program. It is fitting that we do this. During World War I, at the direction of President Wilson, the American Legion has made available a Blue Star banner to all households having a family member on military service. This banner should be displayed with pride in a prominent place at the family home. Today, we would like to present a Blue Star banner to each of your classmates entering military service to have at their families' homes. We wish them all safe, secure, and successful enlistment. And remember to support our troops and their families. These people are volunteers. Thank you.
Student members, as I call your name, I would ask that each of you please stand as we recognize your selfless dedication as you commit to protecting our nation's freedom, security, and future. Parents and guardians of our enlisting students, we ask that you also stand to be recognized during your child's presentation. Gabriel Hagen. Gabriel is the son of Jacob and Kara Hagen of Fort Atkinson. Gabriel has signed on to become part of the United States Navy. Gabe is signing into the military because he wants a secure job and to be involved in helping our country. He wants to accomplish all that his superiors order of him for as long as he serves in the Navy. Gabe picked this branch of the military because he has loved boats ever since he was little, so serving in the military on the seas seems perfect for him. Aaron Messler. Aaron is the son of Michael and Maggie Messler of Fort Atkinson. Aaron has signed on to become part of the United States Navy. Aaron chose to sign on to be part of the Navy because he has lots of family members who have been in the military previously, and he knows the benefits it provides will be useful in the future. Aaron hopes to see the world and meet new people while on active duty. He chose the Navy because his father got to see the world while he was enlisted, and that is one of the things Aaron wants to do most in his life. Cooper Reckup. Cooper is the son of Randy and Julie Reckup of Fort Atkinson. Cooper has been accepted into the Air Force Academy. Cooper is attending the Air Force Academy to eventually commission as an officer and take advantage of the Academy's academic rigor and opportunities, in addition to his desire to serve his country. Cooper is looking for a greater challenge after high school and to be able to grow in academics, leadership skills, and also athletically and physically. Cooper hopes to become a pilot of the USAF after graduating from the Academy. Cooper chose the Air Force because of its opportunities for fixed-wing pilots, as well as for the lifestyle that seems in tune with what he would prefer once out of the Academy. Cooper shares that he is very excited to serve his country. Landon Schwefel. Landon is the son of Jeremiah Schwefel and mother, and stepdad Rachel and Jesse Schaefer of Fort Atkinson. Landon has signed on to become part of the United States Air Force. Landon is signing to be a part of the military because he wants to serve something greater than himself. It has been a dream of his to serve in the military, and he believes in the values of duty, honor, and commitment. He wants to give back to a country that has given him so much. Landon hopes to challenge himself, develop strong leadership skills, and serve with pride. His goal is to contribute to the mission of the Air Force and make a positive difference in the lives of others. He also hopes to build a future that reflects hard work, purpose, and service. Landon chose the Air Force because it aligns with his strengths and values. The Air Force focuses on excellence, innovation, and precision, and those are qualities he wants to embody. The Air Force is where he sees himself making the biggest impact for our country. Marquise Shipman. Marquise is the son of Jody Kaysen of Fort Atkinson. Marquise has signed to be a part of the Army National Guard. Marquise decided to enlist because it has been a childhood dream of his to be in the military, and he enlisted as soon as he had the chance to. Marquise hopes that he is able to make a difference by being part of the military. He decided to join the Army National Guard because he can be a service member and still be with his family. As we are constantly reminded these days, preserving freedom oftentimes entails hardships and personal sacrifice, but these individuals are willing to step forward and take on the challenges. At this time, please join me in acknowledging and thanking Gabriel, Aaron, Cooper, Landon, and Marquise for their future service in the United States military. I would now like to welcome Class of 2025 Student Representative Haley Dunn to share about the history of the traditional song taps played at military recognitions such as these.
In 1862, during the American Civil War, the melody that would come to be known as taps gained popularity as the tune signifying the end of the day for both Union and Confederate troops. 12 years later, the United States Army officially recognized it as the formal military bugle call. The tradition of playing taps at military funerals began with Captain John C. Tidball. While stationed near enemy lines, he was unable to fire the customary 3-volley salute to honor a fallen soldier. Instead, he ordered taps to be played during the burial. This moving tribute soon became a widespread tradition. Today, the sounding of taps alongside the 3-volley salute remains one of the highest honors bestowed upon a fallen service member in the United States. In a few moments, you will all hear taps performed by Alexis Bigelow and Oscar Garcia of the Fort Atkinson High School Band. I would now like to welcome Ashlyn Hampton to the podium to introduce the placement of flags by our seniors going into the service.
"46 flags will be placed around the rock, and each student entering into the armed forces will place flags around the rock in remembrance of our local heroes that served our country. I will read the names of these soldiers from Fort Atkinson who gave their lives for our freedom. Please remain silent as the flags are placed in their honor. 2 flags represent those who died in the Civil War: Thomas Butler, Edwin Skinner. 10 flags represent those who died in World War I. Edwin Baldwin, Guy Black, Warner Betcher, Paul Florine, Edwin Fromater, Henry Heese, Warren Longley, Walter Richards, George Sawyer, Fred Steer. "22 flags represent those who died in World War II. Arthur Benson, Joseph Belay, Howard Buchanan, Victor Drager, Sidney Dye, George Eckert, Gerald Endel, Ellsworth Evenson, Lester Guess, Garth Godfrey, Robert Grant, Rodney Green, Herbert Gumbel, Arthur Hessel, Robert Carnes, Jack Kellen, Delmar Kiesling, Gerald Krecklau, Helmer Krecklau, Raymond Lehman, Reuben Lemke, Carl Lewis. Four flags represent those who died in the Korean War. Robert Lubke, Douglas Maas, Richard McNitt, Irving Shuett. Six flags represent those who died in the Vietnam War. Terrence Beck, George Daly, Charles Huff, Larry Smith, Gary Smith, Andrew Kirkmeyer. 2 flags represent those who died in the United States War on Terror. Christopher Starkweather, James Minor. At this time, I would like to invite Operations Specialist Petty Officer, First Class Anthony Nelson from the U.S. Navy and a 2009 Fort Atkinson High School graduate to place the POW and MIA flags in honor of those servicemen and women. We ask for your continued respect and silence. Following the placement of the flag, we will have a rifle salute by the Fort Atkinson American Legion and then the playing of taps.
I would like to thank you all for being here and participating in the celebration of those who have dedicated their lives to our country. Thank you to our Performing Arts Department for taking the time to execute an exceptional presentation. Thank you to our administration for organizing, coordinating, and collaborating with the community to host this commemorating event. Again, I want to thank our veterans, current active members, enlisting students, and their families for supporting them and encourage them along the way. You will always be remembered and supported by the community of Fort Atkinson and forever symbolized by this monument. This concludes our Rock Day celebration. Students, you are now dismissed to third hour class. Thank you all for coming.